Sound on. Sound is on. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Here comes the intro.
Tonight on Basement Boyz 2, Edwardo and Derek welcome Chelia to the program. The boys give health updates, talk about hockey, Derek's latest stand-up booking, and Tyra Banks' IQ. While we're on the subject of IQs, Eduardo's is not high. And now I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball. I had $1 million, but I'd spend it all. If I could find that Hina and that Sancho that she's found, I'd pop a cap in Sancho and I'd slap her down. Here's 3 people talking about absolutely nothing of consequence.
She had a hard time with that one.
Yeah. I had to edit in that. I had to, because it got choppy last week too.
Yeah.
So I had to cut in a good copy of it. So I don't know why it's doing that, but
Siri's having a
I'll
tough
just
time.
figure it out. No one will notice
She'll be
when they
okay.
listen to the show.
No.
Welcome, Josh. Thanks for joining
Josh.
us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you again.
An actual DJ.
Yeah,
in
not
fact.
former, not anymore.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's tough. But,
once you're a DJ, you're always a DJ.
That's what they say.
but not the cool type of DJ, not the spinning records kind, but the
Maybe
the
you
boring
should be
radio
that, though.
kind. I know I need to pick up the old scratch records. And try.
Yeah. I have to do just press play on a laptop now, though.
That's not the good kind though.
Well, they make money, so
Well, yeah, that's the
knock
sad
them all
truth.
we want.
Exactly.
They're going home with bags of money, and
Yeah, we're still here.
we're still here.
Yep, it's the sad truth. The worst part that I think you bring it up, which is press and play, is how much people spend to go to those shows.
That's what I mean.
It's just like $250, and everybody's like, oh, I'm going to go to Paradiso this year. And you go, okay, well, that's a fun live show.
Play.
Yep, exactly. And dance around like you did something.
Perfect. Good stuff.
Oh, yeah. So, Josh is a gentleman that I met through my wife, actually,
Yep.
whose
Yep.
wife works at the same elementary school that my wife
Kind of
does.
just that mutual wife relationship.
Nice.
That's the big thing, yeah.
And so then I actually met Josh for the first time when you met Josh for the first time when
Oh,
we went
really?
to the Vandal game.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
really the first time?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it was sooner than that, but
No, yeah, I'd only met you. I don't remember if I went to volleyball and had like a brief introduction to you when I watched a volleyball
I'm
game.
sorry if you came and watched us play volleyball.
I want to play next year.
Oh God,
I'm
That
playing.
It was bad. It was bad.
Bree wants to play really bad.
That's what we need to make a team.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Bree wants to play really bad. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll make a team.
She's trying to get her.
Our team is going to be the team that I want to make. The ideal team is going to be at the Super Bowl party.
Really?
Okay.
All of us are going to be at the.
Bree's going to physical therapy right now to get that rotator cuff back
Oh, awesome!
because she's been under
Oh,
for
really?
that rotator cuff. Yeah,
She's got to get it back.
she got that sport injury, so she wants to get it back so she can play some volleyball. She wants to play though.
No,
For
that's
reals,
awesome.
yeah. I didn't know that she wanted to do that until recently, and I was like, oh.
Well, because I remember I brought it up to
Cool.
you, and you're like, I don't know, I got a lot of work, a lot of schoolwork,
Yeah,
and then
she's like,
you're
yeah,
and
let's
then you
do
brought
it.
it up to her just in passing. She's
Yeah.
like, I want to do it.
She's like, I want to do it. She's like, I gotta work on this rotator cuff though. I'm like, cool. and then today she's like, I'm doing really good on that rotator cuff. Can't wait to play some volleyball. And I'm like, fucking good.
The single answer for it.
I'm glad. Glad that rotator cuff's going good.
So
I want to see you
anyway,
recover. 100%. Play some volleyball. That's what I was always wanting.
yeah. You're gonna like roll over on her in bed. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I fuck up your road?
So it looks like we're playing.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool.
There's so much excitement going on in here. Just so much.
So, well, I got Josh into hockey.
You did, and it's been interesting.
It's been an absolutely.
I think it's just like an excuse every Sunday to just get the shit beat out of you, and then you just go back for more.
Oh, cool.
I feel like I'm just like in a bad BDSM relationship, and it's just there's no like good parts coming out of it.
Can you skate backwards?
We
He's
were
actually
talking
learning
about
to
that.
skate
I'm
backwards.
actually learning how to skate backwards.
Cool.
because he's in the.
I play goal.
He plays goalie, so he gets more kind of like
Yeah, the
movement
chance
out of
at
it,
it.
and
yeah.
he's probably also more athletic than I am too.
See,
so
the reason they picked me up, no joke, they told me it was free. if you played goal. And I'd never played hockey before. So I was like, well, I don't have to pay. Do you have the stuff? She's like, yeah, sure. I was like, perfect, sign me up. And then it was just a shit show from there. And it's been continuing every Sunday since.
Are you getting better though?
I don't think so.
You are. No, you are. You're getting better. I feel like I feel like right now I'm in like plateau stage of my
Except the last you
abilities.
You scored against me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but I'm like I'm slow, dude. I feel like I'm moving in slow motion half the time. And then I'll do something where like 1 minute I'm doing something cool and then I eat it.
The thing,
and then I'm like, oh, fuck.
The thing that's the worst part about it is they were like, yeah, you can come and play. They'll be nice. They'll help you out. And they have been nice and helped us out. But they're like, they've got 60-year-old guys that'll, they're slower, but they'll play. And the worst part is the fucking 60-year-old guys are the ones that'll just kick your ass. There's just no thought to it. This is guys that fucking, I think they've grown up on the ice. They're all Canadian, and it's insane.
Well, yeah, and that Brad Hart,
dude, that guy fucking always hits me in the face with pucks every time.
I talked to him the other day. He's only been playing like 9 years.
Oh, I heard that too, and I was like, no way. There's no
way. And
he's good because
he's a bigger guy too. He just wears like the.
He just wears a half one. Like that's how you know. We're not messing with this guy. He's done.
He's a bigger guy.
Yep.
But he's so fast for like his size.
Well, it's him and Steve, the real old guy, the guy that's like, yeah, my knees hurt tonight. We're gonna play pretty slow, and then he's just skating circles around anybody, and you're like, all right, Steve, quit bragging yourself there. Now.
Yeah.
You want to see him on his off night.
I keep wanting to see Derek come down and play.
You need to.
I can't do it.
You gotta come.
I don't have the time.
Are you working on the rotator cuff to get it working?
Well, that's me. Yeah,
I got a rotator cuff issue.
No, it's the rest of my body. It's
so
it's not conditioned.
Doesn't matter.
No, it really.
One of the things,
I can't breathe.
There's that stick and puck. I went and did the stick and puck last week.
And with the little kids that just kick the crap out of you.
Well, see, every time I've talked to Jessica down there, she made it sound like lots of it, like, because Nicole's like, you should bring the kids when you go down and take the kids with you and give them a chance to like run around on the ice. And I'm like, I don't know. I think it's going to be like mostly guys down, like mostly. No, it's the opposite of that.
Have I ever told you the story when I first started, when she told me to go to stick and puck as well?
She told you to go to stick and puck as well?
She was like, okay, there's a super good goalie. They'll help you out. And I'm like, okay, perfect. This is all right, I have no idea what's going on. Sure, I'll go down there and try it out. And she goes, okay, let me introduce you to him. And she introduces me to this like 8-year-old girl. And she's like, all right, this is who's helping you out tonight. And I was, it's a pride check. You're like, yeah, sure, okay, perfect. We'll go and do that. So I spent 20 minutes putting on these freaking leg pads. 20 minutes. I'm just like, this is awful. Like, I'm already sweating. I'm just like, here's the workout. This is the best part of it. And the little girl, she's gone the entire time. She walks back and looks at me and goes, those are on wrong, and just walks off. 40 minutes later, we finally get them on right, and she just yells at me and tells me what I'm doing wrong the entire time, and that was my first experience playing hockey. It was great.
That's awesome.
8-year-old just screaming at me.
Yeah,
that's great.
I went out there and
I'm really missing out.
You
need to come.
I was skating around, and all these little kids are just like, and there's one kid out there that's just like, he's doing the center circle, and he's skating like forwards, and he goes backwards, and I'm just like, holy crap. And he must be like 10 or 12, and he's just going nuts out there. But so I'm out there, and I'm kind of hitting pucks and kind of skating around and getting like just comfortable again. Like every time I step on the ice, I feel like I'm relearning how to do it every time. Every time I'm like, I kind of step out on the ice and do this little like weird dance, and then I'm kind of like, oh yeah, that's how I do it. And then, so I do that, and this one kid comes up to me. He's like, hey, what's your name? And I'm like, oh, I'm Ward. Hi. And he tells me his name, and like it's like I'm terrible with names. So as soon as he says his name, it's like gone. But after I left, he's like, see you later, Ward. And I'm like, see you, buddy.
You throw in the dog name in there.
But I hit this one puck, and this little girl was like kind of laying down on the ice, and I like hit it into her, and I'm like, oh, so sorry. And I'm like, and she's like, it's all right. I'm a hockey player. Or she's like, I'm okay because I'm a hockey player. And I'm like, that's awesome. And so then I go over, I'm like, are you sure you're okay? And then this was like right after we watched Abducted in Plain Sight. Dude, so I'm standing there talking to this, and she's like, I'm like, "Huh?" And I'm starting to like, just because I'm like, this girl looks kind of like my daughter. She's little. Like she looks like
she's little.
Well, she's tiny. I'm like, this kid's tiny. I'm like, so how old are you? Not. I'm just like asking innocent questions.
Yeah.
I'm like, so how old are you? And she's like, I'm 6. And I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah. I go, my daughter's, she's 5. She's going to be 6 in April. What's her name? I'm like, oh, her name's Zoe. I know Zoe. Oh, no, she's not here with me. She doesn't play hockey. And then, so then I'm like, I'm just having this, like, watching myself from the outside have this conversation. And then I'm like, do you want to see my van? I'm like, what's the next like? And so then I'm like, okay, well, it's nice to meet you. And I skate away as because I'm like, okay, because by this point in time, I'm kind of like the one big tall guy standing out there on the ice, and the parents are all watching from afar. So I can imagine the parents are like, who is the creep man that can't skate very well, talking to the little kids. So I skated off, and then I didn't talk to her for like the rest of the time.
And was that the last stick and puck?
It's still, yeah, I'm not going again.
I'm gonna have to come watch you guys can play.
You should come watch it on Sunday and just check it out. On a Sunday, don't come to stick and puck.
Don't come to stick and puck where we're just creeping around.
Yeah, just creeping. Well, and they don't. I mean, she would have probably said, yeah, if I asked her to see my van. Like, if she want, I got puppies and candy in the van.
I'm a hockey player.
It's okay. I'm a hockey player.
I'll come watch you guys play though. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're not playing this Sunday because of the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah.
Next Sunday.
I'm pretty sure Kyle's the only person that would actually play on this Sunday. Like, he's like probably hurt inside that everybody's watching football and not playing hockey.
Oh, yeah. I know. Well, we had that short turnout, that small turnout
The one before.
Yep. Where we played the whole time.
That was tough.
Which was fun.
But
also tough because we've had like the big turnouts where I'm like, oh man, I'm spending more time on the bench than I'd like. I'd like to be out there more.
Play goal. You never leave.
Oh, I know.
You don't ever get a break.
I know. Well, by the time we're done, you look like you're about toast, though.
No, the worst part is I just stand there and get sweaty. And every time we go back in the locker room, they're like, "Why are you so sweaty? You just stood there." And I'm like, "Shut up." You know what concentration it takes to stand still in here? It's awful.
Oh man, I feel like I'm missing out.
It's a lot of fun.
I don't know how you don't want to play.
I just don't have the time or the knees.
Oh, you can do it.
It's the knees.
Sure. Yeah, the rotator cuff.
No, it is legitimately. It is the knees though. The
is
knees.
it?
Though. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It sucks.
I wasted the good years of the knees on high school football. So,
I played high school football.
Yeah, I wasted the knees on that.
Did you play high school ball?
Oh yeah. Where'd you guys play at?
A little town called St. Regis, Montana.
Did you guys play 8-man over there?
I played Lewis.
See,
yeah, we played C school 8-man ball.
I played 8-man growing up too.
Nice, very cool.
It was. You guys played on the small fields though, right?
80-yard field, yeah.
We played on full size.
Did you?
And it was awful. Awful.
Yeah,
I love to watch 8-man. It's fun.
Well, you got that kid now that's playing. That's Leighton Vander Esch started 8-man.
He did in Riggins, Idaho.
Yeah. See, we used to play against Riggins, so it was cool seeing him.
I played with some pretty intense players.
Are you around his age or?
I actually played, I think, against him my senior year.
That's pretty cool.
I played against him.
Cool.
So a little bit of health updates. Mm-hmm. Really quick, Josh, you I don't know if you want to talk about this or not, but you actually lost a bunch of weight recently, didn't you?
Yeah, starting about a year ago, I was about 80 pounds heavier than I am now. And
Very nice.
Yeah, I didn't notice I was 80 pounds heavier than I was now.
It's hard to notice until it's
until
gone,
you
and then
see
you're
pictures. And the worst part is, my wife and I, we decided to lose all the weight right after our wedding. And so we have like before and after pictures, and we're like, why did
wedding
we do
pictures
this after?
immortalized.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Right.
So we have like all these pictures on our walls, all these like $2,000 pictures that we spent that are look like Huffalumps. So that's the worst part. But oh well.
Well, that's
That's all right though.
renew your vows someday. Someday.
Don't tell her that. I don't want to spend them. We literally just paid off that load. I don't want to go right back to paying more.
Yeah. Well,
Fair enough.
On the 19th of January, Nicole was like, we need to go out. I need to start running. She's going to start training for like a 5K. So she's doing like the couch to 5K. And so I was like, okay, well, we'll go run at the track because we go like over to the junior high and we'll run on the track during the weekends. And so we've been going over and I've had some real like success. Like I don't ever run in January. This is the first time I've ever run in January in the last like 3 years since I've started running. And so I ended today. Today was the last day I could run, 'cause 31st. But I've ran since the 19th, 26 miles, where I've never run in January before. And that's just one of the things I'm kind of proud of. But
That's awesome.
That's awesome, yeah.
you know how we would talk about like the subconscious feeling about like people watching you when you're running?
Oh, yeah.
And we've always said that nobody gives a hot shit. I found out the other day that who gives a hot shit? Junior high kids.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Junior high kids. Well, because my run, when I'm not running on the track, will usually take me by the junior high. Because it's a big, long stretch on either side of the football
That makes
field
sense,
there.
yeah.
And so one of my runs I ran by and I have my headphones on, and I just kind of stay focused and look ahead, but out of the corner of my eye I catch these kids like they're mocking me. They're talking at me, saying something. I don't know what they're saying, but they're just like they're making fun of me, I guess. I don't know. Or they're just like, hey buddy. I don't know. They're just yelling at me and yelling in my general direction. And so I'm ignoring it, obviously. So now I'm distracted. Are we actually live?
We should be. You didn't reload.
Okay. Anyway, I'm running and they do that whole thing. So I just ran by that time. And then yesterday I happened to be running again. And so what I did for me this time was as I ran by and they were, and it was a different set of kids, but there was like 3 of them standing there. And I don't know what it is, but they just were like yelling something at me, but they were actually following me with their eyes. So I knew they were doing like taunting me. So I just ran by and like clicked my heels when I ran by and then kept running.
Okay.
So I did that for me.
Right, yeah.
For my I didn't stop to look back to see what their reaction was.
Right.
But I just did it. I just clicked my
That's
heels.
good. I like
kept
that.
running.
That's fun.
Yeah. I would have used to like I don't know, do you ever get self-conscious when you're doing something like you feel like people are watching you?
Oh, all the time.
Okay.
All
So
the time.
I figured that's probably as a general rule, most people feel that way.
I just like
I've had like hockey has helped get me like it's been one of the things that I wouldn't have done because it felt like this uncomfortable thing. Now I just don't give a rat's ass.
Well, yeah, I think I don't know.
I do and I don't. It's one of those things where I give a shit, but I just don't give enough to do anything about. Like I can work it out in my head.
I think that I look cooler than I actually do.
Oh yeah. There's
And
that
then,
too.
Like, and then I think I've like slowly realized as I get older that I just look dumb as hell all the time. So it's not going to change. So I'm just okay with it. I think like the gym is the one that always gets me. Like I'm like trying a new lift. I watch somebody else do something and I'm like, oh, I'll try that. And then I start doing it and I'm like, this is nowhere near what they were doing. And so I just look like an idiot.
Well, that's why do you think I have a gym here?
Exactly. See, that's part. Like I started working out lately, and I have these 2 guys that like they do it a lot, and I'm like starting to do it, and I just like look at them and I'm like, is this right? Is this
I like
right?
that. I like
and
that.
they just shake their head no, and I go, oh, okay.
There was a video that I found yesterday in my feed where this guy is doing a thing where he's in the gym and every rep he does, he makes these like god awful moans. Have you seen this one?
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
And then the people come up to him and talking to him. He's like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I can't help it. But he'd be like,
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah. He's like,
and the one guy comes up and says something to him. He's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what I don't know how to help it. He's like, oh, your form's good. Your form's good. He walks away.
yeah. Yeah.
That's what matters.
I've been lifting lately.
Yeah.
Zach has me on a regiment, and it's going well. I mean, I had to miss this week just because I've been sick all week.
Yeah. It always sucks getting
um,
sick. Like, especially as you're getting into like a workout, I always seemed to get sick
Yeah.
when I was like restarting something. So like week 2, it's like you kick shit loose.
Yeah, I'm on week 2, and this has been a rough week because I haven't been able to go the 2 days that I say I want to go.
Yeah.
And because I've been ill.
Yeah.
So that was rough.
It's all that lung butter coming out.
Yeah. No, it's gross. You don't feel like you want to work out when you're like waking up and you're like, yeah, I can't breathe through my nose.
Yep.
Like, this sucks. So.
And then you always have that person that's always like, well, you can just fight through it. You'll be fine. You're like, no.
You're like, no, I don't think so.
I walk a step and I'm tired. I don't need to add more to this.
But next week though, I'll hit it again. Try 2 will be next week.
Yeah. That's what matters. Trying again.
Yep.
Yeah. Derek, you want to talk about your stand-up gig?
Yes,
you got
but
coming
I want to tread lightly.
Okay.
Ish.
Okay. Ish.
So, my friend.
Well, do you want to give Josh kind of a idea of what you do?
So I do some stand-up. I've been doing it for roughly, as of this year, roughly 11 years. Good God. Stand-up comedy. It hasn't gone well, obviously.
Yeah.
Because we're in 2019 and I'm right here. Been doing stand-up comedy for roughly 11 years.
But you're not grinding it, like, so you're...
No.
And where are you doing this at?
Just kind of wherever. I'll kind of book. At this point in my life, I don't book.
Wherever?
Well, yeah.
Kind of,
In
yeah.
the basement.
No, I mean, if like, I'm not booking gigs. If somebody wants to book me, I'll do a gig somewhere. But I'm not soliciting anything because that's a lot of work and it hasn't worked out so far. So why? So why would I ever put the effort in to book myself? So somebody asked me recently, a close friend of mine. I'll say it's Dusty.
Uh-huh.
Dusty Katz.
Yeah.
Texted me recently. He's like, "Hey, we got the show coming up at it's at Sports Cellar, but it's in their like back room. I don't know what they're calling that. The Crawl, I think." So he's like, "Hey, we got the show coming up. Would you want to do some stand up there?" And I go, "Sure, I'd love to like open or something." So he goes, "Well, can you come down tonight?" This is last Friday. He goes, "Can you come down tonight to meet, to have a meeting?" And I go, "Oh, sure. Like, this is professional style. I need to go have a meeting." And I go, I'll do it. Yeah, whatever. Let's go do a meeting. And I go down there, and instantly Dusty's like, "We got to talk to this guy. He's an MC for the whole thing. He's a like pretty renowned like opener, like stand-up guy, and he's an MC for this event." And I go, "Oh, okay, whatever." And I instantly see who this guy is, and I'm like, oh no. Just from past experience with him, I just go, "Oh no." So he goes, "We got to meet with this guy." And I'm like, "Hey, Dusty, I don't have a great history with this guy." And Dusty's like, "It doesn't matter. Look, we want to do the show. We're going to get paid for it." I'm like, "Whatever. Like, even if it's like $50, I don't care. Like, whatever. It's a paying gig, I guess. I'll do it." We meet with the guy. So this guy we meet with is just, by the way, hammered drunk. Beyond drunk. And he goes, and then he proceeds to tell us what, he's going to listen to this too. If I get banned from this show, I don't care. I really don't. Please actually do ban me from this show. Honestly, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, actually. This would be the easiest way out, is if you heard this and then ban me. Like, do it now. Because you're a violent sociopath, and this would be the easiest way out. So he...
Or don't, because I want to see the aftermath.
I'd rather not get beat up. I'll tell. Okay, so so I see the guy that Dusty's gonna go meet with. Who's this? Yeah. I'm not kidding. This like violent sociopath who I've had history with. Mm-hmm. This guy's fucking nuts. And my experience with him has gone from before when I did like Dart League. I've played Dart League before. Uh-huh. So I know him as a psychopath from from Dart League. So I'm like, that guy's not a stand-up comedian. Like, you know, it's like Dusty's like, he's gonna be the MC for us for this whole thing, and he's the one that's setting up this whole show. And I go, oh, okay. And then he walks over to this particular guy, and I go, wait. I'm like, oh no, that him? So we're setting up this show, and this guy, psychopath. So we go. They take us back to the back of this bar to talk about this event, and this guy. So first, this guy tells us about what an MC is. This is the
Oh, we got a call coming in. How do I answer it?
The green phone.
What's up? You're on Basement Boyz 2.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hi, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, this is your fiance.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the one that you also booked on that show that you're gonna do.
Yeah, you're opening. You're opening the show.
How fucking dare you malign my debut comedy show? Wow. All right, this is my first time in public talking about farts. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be
a moment for me.
You're gonna have a great show.
I know.
It's gonna be good.
I might have a great show, and this will be like a little tiny chapter in yours.
No, we're playing
You've been
the
doing
show.
it for 11 years.
We were playing the show. We booked it.
Yeah, I know. Just don't fuck it up for me, bro. I got a lot riding on this show, you know? I haven't told anybody about it.
And you shouldn't. You shouldn't at all.
No, I mean...
No. If you want any respect from any of your friends or family, don't tell them about the show.
No, I'm not, actually. I'm going to talk about it butthole a lot, so I don't plan to invite family.
No, that's a good call. Keep it under wraps, because I'm going to. Yeah. I'm not telling a fucking soul that is alive on this planet about the show.
Oh, well,
except our listeners.
I know.
Just not a soul.
I know.
That's exactly it, yeah. And you're gonna have a great opening show. I mean, this is a great opener show to do for your first time, for sure.
Opportunity.
I just feel sorry for anybody that's headlining this show.
Well, it's nice that they gave me the head, like, you know, the first person.
Yeah.
Because that way I can warm the crowd up with my warm fart jokes, and you know, and it's gonna be low ball comedy, so it's not gonna be great, but I'm hoping that they'll all be drunk enough where it's that kind of shit's gonna be funny to them.
Well, don't worry. If I know this bar, they will be very drunk by the time you even get up there. They will be so beyond drunk.
I'm gonna buy a round for everyone just to make sure.
You won't have
drunk
to.
Enough, please.
You won't have to. They will be so drunk by the time you even get up there that they won't even know where they're at.
Great. So
it's a great excited then.
I worry about myself and, you know, my integrity. I'm just kidding. I don't care about that.
No, there's no integrity in stand-up comedy, so you just throw that out right away.
Well, I'm just letting you know now that when I go up there, I am going to be wearing my push-up bra.
Oh, good.
And low cut shirt. I have to get attention. You know, I have to get their attention. And I can't rely on my own comedy for that, you know? I gotta
not yet.
I gotta get some cleavage out there first, you know?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. That's what you should do. That's what I'm planning on doing.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm
You're
fine
okay with
it.
that?
That's what you plan on doing.
I don't have any choice in this. That's what my plan is. I'm more angry that you took my plan.
All right. Well, I just thought I'd pop in here and, like, tell you to shut the fuck up. You don't ruin my 10 minutes of fame at a sports bar, like a dive bar, you know?
No, it's going to be good. I'm going to...
Don't ruin it.
Don't worry, I'm not going to ruin it. I just want to talk about my experience with booking the gig.
All right.
Don't worry, he's not
All right.
going to hear it.
Okay, spit in Ward's mouth for me and tell him I love him. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling, Bree.
That's Bree. She's the host of Friendish Podcast on the Time Spent Poorly Network.
Please, real quick, spit in my mouth.
So this guy. First off, he tries telling me he's telling us what a Emcee does. He goes, and this guy, I mean Ward, this guy's hammered drunk.
Yeah.
This guy's messed up. Like he's like, well, my job is to do is you guys go up there and do your best. If you don't do good, I'll keep you backed up. I'll back you up. Make sure to bring the crowd back to make them laugh at you. And we're like, oh, so that's an MC. That's an MC then? That's what it is? Yeah, I'm the DJ for it. I'm like, it's an MC. He doesn't even know the term. This guy is supposed to be like, apparently he's pretty renowned. He's done comedy.
Like, yeah, MC Hammer.
No, he doesn't know. He has no
MC
idea.
Hammered.
Yeah, he has no clue though of any of the terminology.
Yeah.
But he's been doing it forever. No, I'm your DJ for the night. I'm like, it's an MC. And he's like, yeah, whatever. You know, and then he goes, the show's at 8 o'clock. Yes, you need to show up at 6 o'clock. So I need to get to know your personalities so I'm just going to go off the cuff. You know, I'm going to be completely improv. And I'm like, you shouldn't do that. Then, dude, the fucking guy, he's convinced the manager of this bar that he's going to sell 120 tickets at $10 a piece. And I'm like, hey, well, so we'll want to make sure we list this on like Facebook and stuff, like to get people to go. And he goes, I've already got 20 tickets spoken for. This is going to be sold out before we even do the show. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm saying this the whole meeting. I'm like, no, it's not. This is not sold out. I'm telling you, I know comedy in Lewiston. I've been doing this for 11 years. This is not sold out. He goes, it's already going to be sold out. We don't need to have any advertising for this. And I'm like, that's not true. That's a lie. That's an outright lie. It's not true. She's like, whatever. Yeah, I love it. I love the idea. Go for it. Let's do it. And I'm like, nope. It's wrong. It's a lie. And then I go, hey, so some of the questions I ask, I go, so, hey, are we going to, like, as the MC, are you going to tell the crowd to stay off their phones? Are you going to tell the crowd to not play the jukebox? Are you going to tell, I just know the
Normal
things around here.
questions,
Yeah. He goes, no offense, bro. No offense. Like, say it 10 times. No offense, bro. No offense, though. No offense, though. No offense, though. No offense, though.
Like he thinks he said like 17 things between
but
each of those.
He just keeps saying no offense, though. No offense, though. If you had that crowd under control, you would be doing good jokes. And I'm like, that's not how that fucking works, you moron. That's not how that works.
Now that I've got you under control,
if you have a crowd there, and they're not there to watch a comedy show, and you are talking, they're just gonna talk through you.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm trying to tell them. I'm like, this needs to be a for real, no shit comedy show where they're there to watch comedy. If they're just there to hang out and have a drink, and you're some asshole talking in the bar, they just see you as the guy on a microphone. I've done shows about this.
Yeah.
I've also been doing this for 11 years. Dude. I know how this fucking works. Like, this is going to be a garbage show because this guy has like no concept of how a Lewiston show goes. If you don't tell the crowd, hey, this is a comedy show, that's why you're here, they're going to come in and they're going to be like, who's this asshole talking on the microphone? Well, don't worry, I'll talk louder than him. I've seen this show.
We saw this at 100.
Yeah, we saw this. That's why we were supposed to be there. But they booked that bar. They didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to, he's like, no offense, bro. If you were doing your job right, they wouldn't be talking through you. That's not a thing. They don't even try listening to you. That's not a thing. You fucking moron. Oh, God, this guy. So my fear, though, is this guy is also a violent sociopath. I did stand up. I was in Dart League, and we needed somebody to sub for our team, but the guy that was supposed to be subbed for he actually ended up being he ended up playing, so we didn't need a sub. So this guy's friend, he had show up to sub for our team. Like, he showed up and we're like, oh, like, he's here. Like, we don't need a sub, man. Thank you for showing up. But like, our team members here, we actually don't need a sub tonight. And this guy was like, oh, hey, that's cool. Misunderstanding. I get it. Makes sense. Your team member is there. You don't need a sub. Let me know when you guys need another one. We're like, oh, hey, we will. Like, then he leaves. Then this fucking guy, we all like end up at our home bar, which is the Sports Cellar. We show up there, and this guy walks in, and he like walks up to me firstly, and he goes, I'm not kidding. He goes, you fucking faggot! You kicked out my friend. Like, drops the F-bomb right away. You faggot! Pushes me. And I'm like, who the fuck are you? You psychopath 40-year-old? Like, what are you doing? Like, it was insane. Like, I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
So when I saw this guy, like, booking the gig, I was like, oh, no, this fucking guy. It's going to be a weird show. It's going to be a really weird show.
The big question I have is why he's saying he's renowned. Renowned for what?
Is it just something
he's been saying it?
No, he swears he's been doing comedy for a long time. Like, he says he's signed by an agent. He told me, he goes, hey, if you want to have me on your podcast or whatever sometime, let me know. And I'm like, you've never listened to a podcast. Dude, this guy has no idea what the internet is. There's no fucking clue. He has no idea. He's like, so first off, he actually looks to Dusty like he wants Dusty to be the headliner, and Dusty's like, no, I don't want a headline. He's like, we don't have to. He's like, we'll have Derek headline. And the guy goes, well, I don't know his jokes at all. And I'm like, well, do you know Dusty's? He's like, yeah, but Dusty's Dusty, and you're you, and I don't know you. And I'm like, yeah, but just because you don't know who somebody is, like, it doesn't matter. Like Dusty's telling you I have more material. I don't know, man. It was just a weird experience. He's like, okay, so we'll have you headline, I guess. Dusty will go middle. Then the opener, Debris, will go first. And I'm like, yeah, that's how it should be. That sounds about right.
You got something right.
Fucking moron. Like, I don't know, man. The guy's I'm going to get beat up doing this show if he would ever listen to the show, which will never, ever happen. He didn't understand like I was like, hey, yeah, I'll promote the show on the podcast. He's like, I don't really understand the whole podcasting thing. I was like, you've never done comedy then.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
It was very
like,
disillusioned.
List off, like, since you're a great comedian, just name 5 comedians that are like popular.
Well,
but maybe like under the he'll be like he'll be like
Fred Caliendo,
yeah, and then
Fluffy,
Jeff Dunham, Fluffy,
Fred Caliendo, Pablo Francisco,
the good ones.
Yeah.
No, he'll go Ron White,
Larry the Cable Guy,
Jeff Foxworthy, and that other one.
The funniest one of them all.
Yeah. Bill
Arguably
Engvall is the only one that I
Bill
like. Is the only one that's likable. He doesn't know his name, though. He's the one that, I don't know. Man, he was just... So there was one part I'm like, hey, so like, will we have any security there? Will anybody be there bouncing hecklers? He's like, no, man, I hope we get hecklers. And I'm like, what? Why? You've never done comedy.
I want to make a healthy transition from MC to, oh, Jesus, ass kicker. I don't know. Jesus.
I don't want the show. I don't. If I got texted tomorrow from hearing the show and they said
like, you're out,
and they said you're out, I would be like, thank you. That's
the only way to say it.
This is a gift I didn't know I wanted. I don't want the show. We're doing the show though. Bree, you're doing the show. You're opening. But the thing is that her shtick though, she has some fart jokes. That's it. Like she has some fart jokes, and they're gonna
I
crush.
I thought she was joking.
No, she does have some fart jokes. They're gonna crush in this audience. The audience is actually gonna be great. It's so low brow. Like they're gonna be great. Like if your jokes are very low brow, like they're gonna be like she's gonna crush. It's just it's not the jokes that I'm concerned about. It's the guy. It's the guy running the show. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting show. And now that I've talked so much shit about it, I can't wait till somebody tells them about it, and then I get beat up in an alley behind fucking the sports cellar in Lewiston.
Somewhere gross that you
Somewhere
just happen
gross.
to be.
I'm going to get the shit kicked out of me because I trash talked the show. So, yippee for me! The guy has a history of violence, though, and because I've had other friends that have talked to me over the last week about this guy, who they have different run-ins with him where he's a very violent psychopath. So it's gonna be interesting. Like he's a scary fellow, actually. There's a part of me that wants to troll the whole audience and just talk about people who think they can do comedy because they're loudmouths and assholes. But also there's the part of me that wants to not get beat up.
Yeah. No, I get it.
But which side has the stronger push?
Well, the artist. Josh?
Well, then go for it. Gut check.
I'll probably do it.
Because it's just the reaction alone would be worth it.
If I didn't feel so confident doing the show knowing that he would never hear it, then it doesn't matter. But he won't ever hear it.
I would say the only way he would hear this would have to be, one, we haven't said his name.
No.
And somebody'd have to know who you're talking about. No, I know. and make him wise to it. And then he'd be like, you need, and like, then they'd have to get him somewhere in front of technology.
It's not going to happen.
He's like, show me on my flip phone where I was going to find.
Well, he'd also have to
podcast.
listen into like 45 minutes into the recording here, and that's not going to happen.
Yeah, no. Our show takes a special breed of attention span.
It does, yeah. It's not going to happen, no. He'll listen to the first 5 minutes of the show and be like, yeah, it was pretty good. He's not going to hear this part. He's not going to hear this part. He'll be like, yeah, it was a show about hockey or some shit. Where's that faggot who was doing that show? He was talking about hockey. Fuck that guy. Yeah,
I kind of want to meet him.
I would never condone the F word if you were using it seriously, but the guy sucks. I'm only using it to illustrate how it was taught to me.
The type of person he is, too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like, if you casually use that in any conversation, I don't know if that's a casual sense. You can definitely gauge the type of person that is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
And those people still exist in this valley.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
But
he seems like a great guy. I can't wait to the show.
he'll fast forward to this point in the episode,
No.
and he's gonna be like, "They're talking about me."
I am legitimately
I am
excited.
a great guy.
I am excited for Bree to do her first stand-up. That's exciting to me. And you should go. You should go to the show.
When is it?
February 16th.
February 16th.
Mm-hmm. It's a Saturday.
What time?
8 o'clock.
Maybe.
Check it out.
If it doesn't fall through, well,
It's good. The show's happening.
is it?
Oh, but they've already sold it out, Ward.
Right, I completely forgot about that.
It's a full fucking house, bro. We don't even have to advertise
20
for
bringers already. 20.
We don't even have to advertise for it. He already sold 20 before we were even talking about it. I haven't heard anything about it, so it must be sold out.
It's great.
It's not on fucking Facebook yet. It must be done.
But yeah, I mean, water cooler
I've
talk.
never done a show. I've never done a show where you could not post it and then a million times reshare that to sell like 10 tickets.
I know.
Like 10.
It's
if
like
you
it's
have
hard.
10, sorry, man. Comedy in Lewiston's dead. If you have 10 people at your show, you're
I know
like,
who's
man,
gonna
this
be
is
there.
a successful show.
I know who's going to be there. I know when it's going to be, and you still only got out of me a maybe.
Right. Exactly.
I'm your friend.
Exactly.
We're good friends. And
Exactly.
all you got out of me was,
Yeah, it was like a we'll
maybe.
see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. That's exactly
Yeah.
it. Nobody, no. And especially at that bar. Sorry, no. Well, we better get, that's why I was trying to be like level-headed. We better get it on Facebook. We need to get, no, I think we already got it sold out. I don't think you do.
Taking like a pragmatic approach.
You're going to have your patrons in there, and they're going to want to play darts, and they're going to be pissed off that people are trying to talk through their darts. I know how Lewiston works.
Yes. Facebook.
I was saying Facebook because
Like
you
that.
got to sell
I know.
to 40-year-olds.
No, I know. That'd be his response. Like,
We'll see.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. This will be the first and last show that I do with this venue. Unless they sell it out, man. If they surprise me and I go in there and it's packed and I make $250 that night, I'm okay.
I hope.
Let's
that it
do
goes,
another one.
I hope it goes amazing.
I hope it doesn't.
And then you guys
Because I don't have to.
You guys to co-host a podcast together.
Good. Yep. I'll have to be tied with
At the
him.
end of the night, you're like, we're gonna be.
Join our network. We're always looking for more talent. I don't even really know what. That's what he said. He's like, I don't really know what Facebook podcasts are, but if you want me to be on there to promote or whatever, I was like, nah, I think we're fine.
Oh wow.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, so let's talk about Bird Box.
Bird Box.
We're just moving through the topics.
I love it. It's garbage.
You didn't like it?
No.
Did
I
you?
know.
Did you like it?
Yes and no.
What did you like about it?
After watching it, John Malkovich, I'd say.
He plays the perfect asshole.
We're
Yeah.
making the end of the world great again.
Yeah, I like. Other than that, I
I like
felt
that he's in it.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he's on our.
Little Rel dies.
Is that who that was?
The black guy.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
grocery store dude.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, little Rel.
I forgot that was who that was. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was overhyped, and then I felt like the Bird Box Challenge was just something that was manufactured by Netflix to get it more attention and get it more views.
Yeah.
And after having like it was, I mean, it was fine.
What,
But it wasn't.
the movie was
The
fine?
Yeah, I mean,
It
but
was
it
a
wasn't.
fucking train wreck.
But but I mean, as far as movies go, it was fine.
Netflix movies, maybe.
Right.
Because it doesn't have Adam Sandler in it. That makes it better than half of them.
Why does Netflix have this deal with Adam Sandler?
Because that's their quota for bad movies, and their quota for good is dumpster fire horror movies with Sandra Bullock.
Yep.
I guess.
I
don't know.
I thought Bird Box was a dumpster fire, and I hated every minute of it. Well, I mean, if it would have been like 100% the post-apocalyptic stuff with her surviving with boy and girl and her black boyfriend, which apparently protein powder still exists in the post-apocalyptic like landscape, like that was a okay story, but it kept going back to them trying to survive in the house, and that was The Happening.
Yeah,
It's been done.
and
It's
yeah,
bad.
that's the other thing is like, I didn't see the movie doing any that. When I say it was okay, it's because like it was a movie. It went from beginning to end, and it did what a movie does. I didn't see it doing anything outside of the normal progression. Not for the attention that it got. the attention that it got was like, oh, wow, Netflix just got a blockbuster movie and it's free to everybody who has Netflix.
Sure.
No, fuck that. It wasn't any. I mean, what was that movie with John Cusack in it and where they had this zombie thing?
2012.
No.
Gross Point Blank.
Yeah. No, it was within the last few years, and I can't remember who was.
High Fidelity.
You're naming off good movies besides 2012.
It was better than Bird Box.
But it was.
I would rather watch 2012 again than Bird Box.
That was actually the height of the end of John Cusack's career.
Sure, yeah. 2012 is at least funny.
As we knew it. Let's get IMDb.
16 Candles.
IMDb is fucking garbage for looking up movies.
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia is the best.
Say anything.
Yeah, that was it.
Identity.
Identity was a good movie.
That's a good movie.
That is a good movie.
It's a great movie. Yeah.
He's been in a lot of movies.
So
it was The Butler. No. Was it Singularity? No.
I didn't watch that.
No, I didn't either.
My mind's just blown.
River
right
Runs
now
Red looks so stupid.
I didn't know there was a zombie movie with John Cusack in it.
It was Cell.
Oh.
Where the cell phones took over. That was.
Oh my god.
Sounds bad.
Yeah.
And Samuel L. Jackson's in it.
She can get a few motherfuckers in there.
Let me. Yeah, motherfucker. But it's the same kind of thing, and Cell didn't get the fucking heat that this fucking Bird Box did.
I think the one thing that threw me off so much about Bird Box is just they spent so much money on getting these A-list actors, and then they just filled the rest with just dog shit. And so it was just like a mix of overacting with just awful acting.
I agree.
Because the guy who played Sandra Bullock's boy toy, awful. Mm-hmm. And any scene that was in it, it was just garbage. You trying to pull up the trailer?
Yeah, I'm trying to do something really quick though to it. Hold on.
So my thing with Bird Box was, so first off, obviously it was so I know the book was written before the movie, but first off, the movie to me was it came out and it was oh, so it's a quiet place but they can't see. Yeah. But then somebody was oh, I mean, I tweeted that, and then a bunch of people were oh, but the book for Bird Box came out first. I'm no, I mean, I guess it did, but A Silent Place already, but they did it though. They did it better. It doesn't matter that the book came out first, because they didn't make a movie out of it first.
Well, and I feel like they're just trying to answer.
Be opportunists.
You see this?
That's nice.
Sorry. Go ahead.
You found a friend.
I'm just gonna be jiggling around the rest of the time. And that was the thing, was at least A Quiet Place pulled it off. At least they didn't try going full Quiet Place and just have a black screen the entire movie.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have gone with that.
I'd watch that.
It'd have been better than what we got.
Well, yeah.
All right, let's we'll watch the Cell trailer. Just to refresh everybody.
You're using the studio. I like that.
If you're watching on YouTube, if you watch us on YouTube, you can actually watch with us. Otherwise, you can go get the trailer too. Do your thing.
Do it yourself.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. Watch this. Get on YouTube and watch with us right now.
Yeah.
You're missing out.
Do not withhold your mercy from us, O Lord. May your love and your truth protect us. For here lies the dead, dust of the earth.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, buddy.
Are you coming home?
Yeah.
soon.
God, he looks terrible.
It's based on a Stephen King novel.
Of course.
If you wear a Bluetooth headset, you deserve for this to happen.
Yeah, that's your fault.
I gotta go right now.
Derek, they like a flock of birds.
It's like the plot,
do you guys
the
think that is?
Kingsman.
They may be the next stage in human evolution.
Yeah, but they at least pulled it off. And became
What's happening now is more than temporary anarchy. I think it's the start of a war.
No, we're gonna survive. People are gonna have to put aside their sensibilities. If they can't, they're gonna die.
I want to see my son.
I want to wipe them out.
Sally? You okay?
Good always conquers evil. I believe that.
I'd rather watch that than Bird Box, I'm not going to lie.
No, that's what I'm saying is like that was, I mean, it wasn't great, but it was certainly, I felt like a better story than Bird Box.
Did you guys...
It's got kind of a different ending. What's funny about Samuel L. Jackson, though, to me, is he can somehow run like he can be in any fucking movie, and he's untouchable as far as his career goes. He's doing the Capital One commercials,
Sure, yeah.
but he's still fucking Nick Fury.
Right.
He's still like at the high, like he could just do whatever. Basically, he can do a shithole movie as this.
Okay, if you can do snakes
shitty
on a
side
plane and
character.
still have a career...
Right.
Yeah. You're
He's
Yeah.
just basically, he's untouchable. Whereas like people that he's worked with, such as John Cusack, Nicolas Cage, have all kind of seen
their end.
their day.
Have you... That trailer, this movie, just in general, have you guys seen that movie where it's like the radio station and there's like the zombie apocalypse going on outside of the radio station and it's just got the DJ sitting in the radio station the entire time and he's just kind of hearing everything about that and just everything trickles in, like the news guy trickles in and everything else. And it's kind of the same thing, but it's like sound waves.
What was it called?
I can't even remember it. It's like a Canadian zombie movie with just like they're in the radio. It's weird.
I haven't seen who's in it.
No one. It's like an unknown Canadian indie film, but it's just it's good.
Well, so Bird Box is weird because like I wanted to like it because of the concept of the movie, and I think that's like one of those things that they try selling. Yeah, that first one for sure. They try selling you like this movie that's they try selling you like a movie that you're gonna want to watch, especially if you liked A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, if you liked A Quiet Place, what if it was a movie where they can't see instead? You know, you're like, well, okay, it's on Netflix too. If you pay for it, you already have it. And you're like, well, I like that. Mm-hmm. Also, here's a bunch of really funny memes with it. And you're like, well, okay, I'll watch it.
hand in hand.
Yeah, okay, I'll give it a shot. And then you watch and you're like, nah, it wasn't great. But then you see like a bunch of people are watching it and they really liked it. And you're like, well, why did you really like it though? Because it's not good.
No.
It's not a good movie.
The end was what it was just so predicable.
I guess the ending is what
way too happy.
Well, the ending is what pissed me off the most. So, like the movie, so I guess that's the part. What I don't like the most about the movies, they don't pay attention to their own tropes in the movie. So it's like, if you see this thing, so this is like they give you this format for like what will kill you.
Yep.
If you see whatever it is, it will make you kill yourself. But if you're blindfolded or you can't see it, you're okay. Okay? That's what the movie is.
Perfect.
Got it. Get it. I understand. Blindfolds, I get it. That's still scary. I can't see shit. I have to pretend like I'm blind. I get it. That's scary. That's hard to do. Like, I can't do it. But then their boat capsizes, and then she's like trying to find boy and girl who she didn't give names to because reasons. And then, but then they're running through the forest, and
Talking
this
about the
thing,
reason chocolate.
yeah, these things, the monsters in the movie, though, we've never seen one kill a person in the whole movie. Like, it's only this, the guideline is, if you see what it is, it will make you kill yourself. That's it. We have nothing else to go by.
Yeah.
And yet she like grabs both of their hands, and then they're running through the forest, and then we see the wind blowing trees back and forth, and then they're just running and running and running and running like they're so scared of this thing. But we've never seen this thing fucking kill anybody.
It can't take their blindfold off.
So what?
So that we know of. Yeah.
So who the fuck cares? Just
Right.
stop. You're just walking as some
fuck you.
And they tell her like, just follow the birds, follow the sound of the birds, right? And they're like, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. And they should just be walking, and they hear wind behind them, and if they hear somebody say, hey, take your blindfold off, you should just know, like, oh no, we shouldn't do that because these things are trying to trick us to take our blindfolds off because they'll make us kill themselves. And yeah, these three people are so terrified of this thing that they can't see. It's just dumb. Like they lose their own
premise on it.
they lose their own premise in the whole plot of the movie. It doesn't make sense.
No.
It's dumb. In the entire climax of the movie where they're in the forest and they're running towards the like school for the blind people, I'm never scared for them. Because I'm never thinking like, oh man, these big monsters are going to come out and tear their blindfolds off. Because they don't do that. That's never a thing that's been a thing.
Don't worry. And
Also, you know what? What the fuck is a blind school doing out in the middle of a fucking nowhere?
Well, I mean, it was probably on a road.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it just felt
They're approaching it from the river.
right.
Can I tell you something? Idaho School for the Deaf and Blind, Gooding, Idaho, middle of nowhere.
Okay,
it makes complete sense.
All right. Well, that's where they ought to be.
Yeah, I'm not going to support that.
They can't see where they are.
Again,
I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It's just
Stick them in a parking lot.
yeah, really.
see, my thing
It's
is
just super weird to me.
somebody needs to like spoof it, and they just need to have a blind guy. You follow a blind guy the entire movie, and this guy just walking around going, what the fuck is going on? Because he doesn't know what's going on. People are crashing around him, everything else, and he's just trying to live a normal day.
They're like avoiding him. Like he has like several near misses.
Because that's the thing
throughout
they
the
don't
day.
explain is like there's a school for the deaf and blind, or just the blind, and this guy's staying there. That makes sense. But what about other blind people that just live out in the community?
Right, yeah.
Like, what the hell are they doing? They're just sitting in their apartment doing the usual damn thing all day. Just nothing's really happening. It's just a lot quieter.
Right.
Now. Like, explain that portion to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made A Quiet Place better is the fact that not only can you not make noise, but it'll literally tear you apart.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
It's not just, oh, if you look at it, you die.
Right, so I guess that was the thing about the movie that just bothered me the most was just that there was no, unless you looked at it, there's no consequence. And yet they're still running through the forest like they are still scared of like whatever's out there. But it doesn't matter because as long as it's not. The scariest part of the movie is when they're in the boat and you hear the guy out there like, "Hey, take your blindfold off!" Like it's just a dude. Like the scariest people in the movie are the ones who are like mentally insane already, who see whatever it is, and then they're trying to get you to take your blindfold off. Yeah. Like, "Hey, there's puppies and kittens out here," you know. Like, what, puppies?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I saw it.
Game over.
I thought it was a puppy.
Yeah,
I know I'm John Travolta all of a sudden. It's like a puppy or something.
It just sucks. That's, I think, agreed upon.
Yeah. I think a lot of people really liked it, though. I mean, you know, that's nice.
But that's also the same people that thought the Adam Sandler Netflix movie was funny.
Which one?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah. Did you watch that one where he's like an agent guy?
No.
There's one where he's an agent. Because I just saw the cowboy one and
that was terrible.
I didn't even watch it. I just looked at it and was like,
actually, there is one good scene of the cowboy movie. It's one good scene.
Tell me it's not the werewolf
No.
kid. What's that?
I actually haven't seen the whole movie. I've only seen the one scene because it was in a clip of something else. The one good scene in the cowboy movie is John Turturro is teaching them how to play baseball. And in this scene, he keeps... you should find the scene, actually. It's pretty funny. John Turturro is trying to teach him how to play baseball, and all the crazy rules that are in baseball, it's like him making up the rules.
Just as it goes.
Ridiculous Six.
Ridiculous Six.
He's making up the rules as he goes so that he doesn't have to, like, somebody hits the ball way out in the field, and he's like, no, I can't go get that. That's a home runner, you see.
So this invention of baseball.
It's the invention of baseball. Yeah, watch that one. It's actually great. It's the only scene that is it's good in the whole thing because he's just making up as it goes. And if you're a baseball fan, this is pretty funny because there's a lot of rules in baseball. You're like, yeah, how did they come up with that?
Where's the clip?
I think it's that.
Yeah, but that's going to be dead, isn't it?
We'll just click it. Perfect. Just do that first one you saw.
Yeah, try the first one.
But it's actually a great scene. They didn't even like the scene you found. They're like, no.
But this one might be in Spanish.
Yeah, it'll make it interesting.
Maybe. But it's a great scene though. So I mean, if you like baseball, you already think the stuff's made up as they go anyways, and then you watch it and you're like, yeah, it could be. It would make sense for it to be made up on the spot because of how many rules there are in baseball. Where you're like, well, I don't know about that one.
And it's just like nothing makes sense about it either.
Right,
it's
yeah.
just like random numbers. Let's just slap it together.
Okay.
It's definitely in Spanish.
Damn it.
I remember watching this though. Yeah.
So it's a pretty funny scene though. Like he's trying to teach him how to play baseball, and I think one of them hits like way out into the center field, and he's like, that's a home runner. You see, we don't have to go get that one because he can just take all the bases all at one time, and you're like, oh, okay. So this is a good way to end the show, I think.
You want to talk about Tyra Banks?
So Tyra Banks is an idiot.
Yeah.
I think she's a well-known dummy, though, right?
Yeah.
So I've been watching Tyra Banks cringe videos on YouTube.
That's been the guilty pleasure lately.
Yeah. Because I've maintained for years that she's a complete moron, and I don't know how she ever got her fame. But she had her show Tyra for a while, though. Somebody gave her control of a network TV show.
Well, she was around because she was a model first, right?
Yeah.
She's not ugly.
No.
And then she used to I remember she was on at least an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe 2.
But she's a moron.
Yeah.
And she did a bunch of stuff on her show that which is controversial though, right?
She has no she's not it's not self-awareness, but it's like...
Well, she's not self-aware.
She's not self-aware.
By any means.
But she doesn't have any idea of like...
No. She has no concept of how the world works around her, and she has no concept of anything.
Right.
So it's fun to like watch her to try to perspective on things. So there's one scene on one of the shows I saw on Reddit recently. It was like basically she tries...
Well, the one I saw of her was when she like tried to be a fat person.
Right, yeah. So there's
every time anybody's done something like that, it's all been done in like a joking sense, like when Eddie Murphy dressed up as a white guy on SNL, like did that thing on SNL. But she was like,
she dressed up as
she did it for a day,
as a fat model to see how fat people felt.
Yeah,
and then the next scene, she was like a model again.
Yeah,
she's like, that's how they feel, like don't treat them bad, and people are like, well, I don't think you get the whole thing though, do you? The one I saw of her,
people looked at me weird.
Yeah, like so there's that. On her show, she had Sasha Grey on her show, who at the time was like a 19-year-old porn star, and then basically for the whole episode of her show was like just slut shaming Sasha Grey. which is pretty gross.
And there's just compilations of this.
Oh yeah, you can watch this is her tricking her audience. By the way, this is very hard to sit through.
First of all, I want to apologize to everybody. I'm not 100% today. I'm not feeling great. I jog a lot in my neighborhood, and I was jogging today with some friends around my neighborhood, and a friggin' dog bit me. Yeah, he bit me like right here, so it's like a little weird right now. I had to get rushed to the hospital, and then the doctors are like, well, did the dog look like crazy or anything? And I'm like, well, he was angry and he was like salivating. They're like, okay, was it like
that woman will always know she's on that.
Or was it? And I'm like, well, it was kind of foamy. And then they tested me, and the dog has rabies. And
what are you
famous
famous for?
Thank God it's not 20 years ago. If it was 20, 30 years ago, I would, it would be really, really bad. So I'm feeling a little weird, but I'm okay. I'm just thirsty. So can we pause for a second? Can I have some water? Sorry. Thanks.
That poor girl. Both girls I've shown like on camera are like, oh, is this for my whole life then? I'd be embarrassed to be on the show right now.
What the?
That's supposed to be that red hair. They have no idea what they're supposed to be doing.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh my.
Tyra Pranks.
God. That was awful.
So, known idiot Tyra Banks does this prank on her show. And she's well known
unsettling though, because like you see like
because
a couple
when the folk
people
are like
seriously disturbed, and then then there's like the part of me that like still is like, boy, she could be actually really having a problem, and people are like laughing.
Right.
Like I obviously know what she's done.
Yeah. Yeah, she's an idiot.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I think that I think
Tyra Pranks.
Tyra Pranks, start the show. Tyra Pranks.
A pickle red.
So I've always wanted to do a news article where I'm like, known idiot Tyra Banks. Like, well-known moron Tyra Banks does another prank on her show today.
Oh, she's such a fool.
Yeah.
I just don't think, I don't understand how you think you can get away with that.
Well,
the best part is, like you said, Ward, is the fact that, there were some people that were legitimately like, oh shit, what is going on here? And then she starts barking at people. They're just like, what the literal fuck is happening right now? Are we afraid?
None of this is,
laughing?
There's nervous laughter at first. Like,
right.
And hopefully this is like one of those shows like Maury and everything else where you just have to call the number and you get free tickets. It's not like I paid to be on this.
Oh yeah, no one paid for that. No.
It's a free show. That's like we went to the View last year.
What?
Oh yeah. When we were in New York, we went to a taping of the View.
Are you on there? Does your face get shown on the?
He's on there going like.
It was like a brief cutaway to us doing this, but like they mostly focused on different parts of the crowd. Yeah, it was an angry clap.
I want to. If I ever take a trip to New York, I'm gonna get a spot on one of those, and then the whole time I just want this face just.
We wanted
why didn't you go to a good show? You should have gone on like Maury.
They couldn't.
They're so full. Like we got
There's a line to get into.
No, they fill up because they're free. Like So the View was the only one we could get into because we tried to get into Rachel Ray even.
Oh God. See, I'm going to bring something back.
But Rachel Ray would have been better.
Oh yeah,
than the View. The View. I mean, it was fine, but I'm not a View. Like my son thought it was cool because he's like, I love the View. But
okay, I gotta say, when you were talking earlier about being sick and you take a day off of work, I think the best part is you get to watch trash television.
Oh,
you get to
yeah.
watch like Maury, and you get to watch Jerry Springer.
Yep.
And you get to watch those. Like those would be the live shows to go and see.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Are those out of those? I think are out of Los Angeles.
Oh, they have.
I'm
to be.
sure.
They have
Yeah.
to be.
Because we had like our choice. We had the View, Rachel Ray. Then we could have gone and like watched the Today Show, but that just sounded like a big fucking clusterfuck, and you had to get up early. Like we almost overslept for the View. Anyway,
What time does it start?
Like 9. But you had to be there like an hour early.
Yeah.
And so you get in there and you like basically you sit at a table, and they give you a juice. Not even a good juice. It's like a shitty like grapefruit juice. Like it's the worst. Like here's our worst flavor of juice.
We save our good juices for people who go to watch good shows.
Yeah.
You get grapefruit
And a cookie or something. I don't know, but yeah, it was. And then I went to go to the bathroom, and there was a line to go to the bathroom, and this old guy was standing in the line with me to go to the bathroom, and he's just bitching the whole time. It's like, how long does it take to go to the bathroom?
Were you be like the only 2 grown men there?
Oh no, it was full of grown men. Lots of grown men.
The View?
Oh yeah, a lot.
That's
I'd say
surprising.
it was probably 50-50.
That's good.
And then there was a comedian, a warm-up guy.
You had
that
to.
was the
You
most
have to
entertaining.
keep the
That was the most
entertainment
entertaining. Like he was the one that got the crowd going.
Sure, yeah.
Building up to the break. Okay, we got to clap and so in between like commercial breaks, he'd be out there like interacting and like
So people don't
taking
just, like,
questions from the
trickle out and
audience to
leave.
the hosts,
Yeah.
and the host would answer questions. Nobody'd leave. You were like stuck there for the duration of the show.
How long did it last?
An hour.
An hour?
Yeah,
So,
because it's live. It's
Yeah.
done live.
They have the cue cards and everything? Like this is
No,
when
but
you
they
clap?
got these big crane cameras. There's like 5 cameras or something like that they're like moving around. Like they're huge on these big crane. I mean, that was kind of the cool experience. But we also went to a Seth Meyers thing where he like tested monologue jokes on us. We ended up getting free tickets to that because we were in the Universal store in 30 Rock at the time. And so they were giving out like free tickets to that. So that watching Seth Meyers do like, basically he'll come in and he'll test monologue jokes with like a audience to see how they go, and then basically based on the audience's reaction, then the writers get back together and be like, that one didn't go, that one sucked, or this, or we rework it. So a lot of the jokes that he did that day with us in there ended up on the night's monologue. And actually was on a few nights monologues throughout because like
That's
some of
pretty
the,
cool.
like the Trump thought ones or whatever that he does.
Okay.
He did a few of those. It's kind of a neat experience because they said like there's like it's a small crowd.
Yeah.
But they kind of group you all in there, and he comes out and he talks to you.
Cool.
Not directly, but to everybody. Like he's friendly.
No, he talked directly to you.
Yeah, he's like, hey Ward, hey Nicole, hey Bill, hey.
Yeah.
Just you guys.
But so that was fun, and then we did like the 30 Rock tour, which was fun. But
And this was all in New York.
yeah, New York was a fun trip. You went to France though, and you didn't like it.
I liked it, but I'll never go back. Okay, how about this? I like France,
I like your underpants.
but not Paris.
Okay.
It's an awful place.
Is it just because it's gross?
Well, okay. The story that I've been telling everybody, and this is just have you guys ever been to Paris?
No.
Okay, yeah, don't.
Nor will I.
Yeah, good. So everything looks fancy, everything looks beautiful, and I'm a dumb American tourist, so of course I have my camera, and I'm like, wow, this is a cool building, take a picture. Wow, this is a cool building, take a picture. And you turn the camera, and there's someone shitting against a building. And you're like, oh, perfect. Let's move over here and take a picture over here. And it's just how it is. Like it was strange and just. I mean, it wasn't bad. Everything smelled.
I would have taken a picture of that.
I did.
Perfect.
But everything was just like, I don't know. It was just kind of fucked up. Like, I mean, it smelled horrible. Yeah. Everything was beautiful. Like that was the thing that was crazy. Is the architecture's beautiful, but it smells like shit. So you're just like, nah, I don't want to be here. And then like, they were like, anytime somebody asks you if you speak English, walk away. Because they're going to scam you. That's the first thing. And so it was just, I don't know.
That was the one thing we learned when we went to New York is we were like, and we talked about this when we did the New York shows, but we were like, it took a day and we were like, we called it harden a day because like you just got to like push through those people. You just just pretend that they don't exist, or you just part of like we were jaywalking in no time and just doing like the same things that New Yorkers do and looking less touristy. Like you have to adapt fast just to get left alone so you can do what you're going to do.
And we like
and ignore people that come and talk to you.
You just ignore everything. But like the crazy thing or I guess over there, a lot of the major European cities, it's the opposite of like the U.S. cities where the suburbs are actually shitty parts of the city and the center of the city is actually the good part of the city. We didn't know that. So we stayed in the suburb of the city, and it wasn't awful. I mean, it wasn't nice, but it wasn't awful. And we stayed there, and everything was cool. But we rode the subway everywhere. And that was the one thing that was nice. It was at least the subway was easy to use because, I mean, it was foolproof. Like you had to be an absolute idiot to get lost there because everything was straight lines. There's no corners. There's nothing. It's literally straight line. There's where you get everything's like that. Yeah. That was helpful, but it was just. There was just some strange shit going on. Like because we went during the whole riots, and so there was tons of graffiti everywhere, things like that. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Like you're going through a major event, and then we were going through a tour of one of the rich parts of the city, and everything was smashed up. And I was like, oh, what's going on? And our tour guide just nonchalantly was like, yeah, last week there was a $30 million bank heist that went on, and people got away. And I was just like. Holy shit, that occurs? Like, that's a real thing? Like, this isn't a fucking Nicolas
television
Cage
show?
movie?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening? But it was crazy. Like, I don't know. It was definitely a culture shock. Steph was not a fan at all.
Wow.
Because it was, and I cannot speak a lick of French at all. I look like a complete dumbass because I go like, bonjour. And they just like stare at you like you're a fucking idiot.
Bonjour.
Just literally, like that's how you feel. And then you're like gracias. You're like, oh shit, that's Spanish. We're in the wrong country.
What is is it Mercy?
Merci. Oh, and then I would try to like roll the tongue and shit, and Steph's just like, you're an idiot.
Stop.
Merci.
Yeah, like you look like a dumbass.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, exactly.
There was.
You like the sauce, huh?
See, the scariest thing that happened was we were in the subway and there was this band playing, like all this like classical music, like cellos, violas, everything. And we're sitting there watching, and this lady comes up to me and is just fluently speaking French to me, and I'm just, yeah, cool, yeah, sweet. I just didn't say anything to her.
Mercy.
And then she like shoves the CD into my stomach and I no, we just walked.
Universal.
I was like, we're leaving. I don't,
bye.
I was like, I don't have money. I don't want.
What's French for bye?
Like one of the first nights we were in New York, this guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey man," he shakes my hand. Like I'm just like because I'm still in friendly mode.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sure.
And
small town mode.
He's like, "Yeah, he's like, me and my buddy we're gonna go have a studio album recorded. You want to? Here's a CD." And then he's like, "I'll sign it for you." And I'll go for it. Oh, cool. He's like, then he goes, then he tells me it's gonna be like $20 or something like that. And I'm like, "Oh, dude, I don't have any cash on me."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh," and he takes the CD away from me. And then kind of turns into an asshole. So I started walking. Like we kept walking at that point. But
that was pretty good.
Yeah,
that's like I like how we're from this kind of area, Lewiston. So you're a total dumbass when you leave this area. You
Sure.
go to like a big city and you're just like,
we're just kind of like this, like
you stick out like a sore thumb.
Like,
You're
man,
just,
I don't know
staring
much
up.
about your big city life.
just in this like wanderlust as you're walking around.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, yeah. When we went to Dallas,
Oh Jesus.
5 years ago, and and I remember walking around in Dallas, and Dallas has got a lot of tall buildings. So here I am, just walking around, going, looking at just staring up at the building. So I couldn't look normal because
Right.
you're just like looking at I'm like, oh, that's amazing! Wow, look at that. My friend who lived down in New Orleans, but he was visiting his brother in Fort Worth at the time. I think he lives in Fort Worth now, but he came and visited me, and I went to high school with him. He came and visited me in Dallas, and we went out to dinner with him, and we started getting talked to by these guys, and he was like, "No, we're from around here, don't." And then we kept going. I mean, he's been down there, so he's been down there long enough to kind of get the
Right. Yeah.
The gist of
Just
it.
be like,
vernacular,
no,
how to,
I'm good.
Yeah, no, we're good. Yeah, see ya. Have a good one. And we just kept walking. I was like, oh wow, that's how you do this.
Oh, you're like, ah.
You gotta be a dick and just
Cool.
avoid it. Yeah.
But
Now I get it.
all right, let's get out of here. Tyra Banks, we're not through with you. We're coming for you.
We're gonna find
we're
more
gonna
for you.
expose
All 30 of your IQ points.
We're revisiting some of you later for sure.
Sounds good.
But hey, Josh, thanks for coming on this show.
Yeah, thanks for having
Did you
me.
have fun?
Oh yeah.
Good.
That's it.
Good.
Do you understand, bro?
Good. Look, bro.
Yeah, look.
No offense, bro. No offense, but if you're funny, they'd get it, Idiot.
Yeah, bro.
Bro. No offense, bro. Thanks everybody for watching and listening.
Yeah, if you're oh, hold on. Oh, it's Bree. The list of comedians everyone knows: Eddie Murphy, Larry the Cable Guy, Jeff Dunham, and Jack Foxworthy. Boom.
Yep.
I could totally pull an Amy Schumer and talk about my badge. Gross. Yeah, Amy Schumer is talentless garbage.
Yeah, there it is. I was waiting for you to say it.
Talentless.
Yep.
Worthless. There must be a lag because she just said Tyra no.
No, that's all she was saying. She's Tyra, no.
All right. You can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and Google Play.
And iTunes.
Give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. This is the Basement Boyz 2 podcast, soon to be transitioning to Time Spent Poorly after the 65th episode. If you go to the
Coming
website,
soon.
tspn.fun, you can see what kind of fun we're having with the artwork, or I've been having with the artwork for the
We've been
episodes.
great.
Anyway, thanks so much for joining us this show. Thanks to Josh for coming on, and we will be back next week with
Hang
my
loose, bruh.
brother-in-law, Jason.
Awesome.
All right. Later.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.